What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. My name is Jonathan Gonzalez. I own and operate EJ Property Solutions. Um, Thanks for tuning in. I make these videos not because I think I know it all, but these are just some tips and tricks that I personally use in my business to help generate over six figures a year. Take this with a grain of salt, and hopefully you guys learn something. Hopefully I'm of value. Please take the time to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I am new to this space, but I am trying to give you the best value I can. Without further ado, let's begin. What is up? Today's video is going to be explaining to you how I gave myself a 40% raise just by doing this one thing. And candidly, I got this idea from Alex Hormozy. I was listening to his audiobook, $100 million Offers. And he goes on to describe in the audiobook why it doesn't do you any service as a business owner in a service-based business to be the second to cheapest option. However, there is a lot of benefit to being the most expensive business in your market. He basically comes to consensus, which is exactly right. Most service-based and most business owners get their prices. They get their pricings by literally surveying other similar businesses, kind of like I've told you to do in the past, finding out what they're charging for same service or similar service, and then going slightly below it to give you a competitive edge. And he goes on to describe in that audiobook that most businesses are doing that. And guess what? Most businesses are failing because of that. If you follow a failing business model, guess what? You will fail. And I want you guys to be in the upper echelon of the landscaping and green industry service-based business. But to do that, we got to kind of think big. We got to price big, we got to think big, and we got to provide the best service. My goal in this YouTube channel is to kind of elevate the market in whole, because the reality is most people in this industry don't really understand business. And most of them stay really small. If you know, in the landscaping industry, like 90% of them are very small businesses, and they're small businesses because they think small. If you want to be a big business, you need to think like a big business. For example, most business owners in this industry, they don't market at all. They don't do ads at all. A lot of us don't even have our trucks and trailers wrapped at all. A lot of us don't do any cold outreach type marketing. A lot of us don't, proactively do estimates and then do a cold outreach email to one of our clientels, to kind of gain extra business and maximize the income from our existing clientele. Most of us don't reach out and attempt to get Google reviews. Most of us don't have websites. Most of us don't use a CRM. Most of us don't, if you can believe it, don't accept credit cards. So, so I kind of wanted to have a discussion with you guys, and hopefully one of value. Maybe you can take a few things, or maybe you can just go and leave a nasty comment in the comment section telling me it's the worst advice ever. I don't claim to know it all, but I do find value in some of the things I'm talking about, and hopefully you can find value yourself. So how did I give myself a 40% reach? Okay, so initially when I started the lawn maintenance service, the average price that I was charging for a weekly service, monthly bill, was $85 a month. And that was for a typical cookie cutter property. Usually, they had a bed in the front, maybe a bed in the back. Pretty straightforward, with two guys, take you 15 minutes to do type property. And the service did include and does include till today, weekly mows, edging, line trimming, blowing, and then additionally on an as needed basis, spraying for weeds in the planter beds and trimming the hedges. I was operating at the $85 price point, and basically what ended up happening was I reached a point of diminishing returns, partly because I didn't charge correctly in the first place, and more partly because of the economy. Because ever since COVID, the game has changed. Everything associated with our business has doubled in prices, from the equipment to the gas to the cost of labor has increased significantly, doubled, some things tripled. So I found myself in a point of diminishing returns. And when I'm out there operating and doing my thing on the times where I do consume content, I started listening to Alex Hormozy, and you know, he goes on to explaining that there's, I think he says three ways, but off the top of my head, for the sake of this video, I'll say there's two ways to make more money in your business: is to find more leads, find more business, or increase the value of your existing um, leads, your existing clients. So obviously, I'm always striving to find more business and fill up my schedule and provide more hours of work for my employees. But I never thought about actually just raising the value of my existing employees. So I have 93 accounts. The average of those 93 accounts was $85 a month. Okay. So my plan, which I have carried out, and I thought it would be a lot harder than it actually was. So it was a lot harder in my head than it was actually executing this plan. My plan was to bring everybody, every $85 account up to the $125 price range. So I went from approximately $7,900 a month, okay, for 93 accounts at $85 a month, to $7,625 a month. Just do the math on that. That is a $3,700 a month increase and a $44,000 yearly increase. That has been a game changer, because what has that done? What has that done for me, for my ability to grow my business, for my ability to pay my employees what they deserve to be paid, my ability to actually take some money out of my business? The people, who are all in on their business, especially in the first 5, 10 years of their business, they're just kind of reinvesting. And you got a lot of assets. Like I got my dump trailer, my trucks, my trailers, my enclosed trailer, my trencher, my sod cutter, all these equipments that I'm just extra mowers, my extra blowers, my extra, I'm just growing and growing. I'm not really taking much off the table for my personal accounts. So think about what that extra income can do. Now I can, make sure that all my equipment is always top dollar. If something breaks down, guess what? I got the income allocated where it's not a strain. My business now allows for those expenses. Now I can double down on marketing. Now I can consider paying a full-time sales guy. There's so many benefits to actually charging correctly, because think about it. The type of a customer that won't be willing to pay you what you feel your value is and pay you a premium for your premium service. Don't get it confused. I do provide a premium service, and I do implore everyone to provide a premium service. Get everything done. All your properties, if you're conducting lawn maintenance, all your properties should be top notch every time. And once you establish your system, a system that works and is consistent, so that your properties look consistently top notch, and you start charging that way, you are going to be ahead of the game. There is no benefit in competing on price, because I know any experienced business owners in this industry know that people who haggle you on price end up being your worst clientele. They will never be satisfied until the work is free, and they will dump you for someone who's $1.99 less than you. Okay. Now, on the contrary, people who are willing to, who trust you and see your service and see the value in your service and are willing to pay the premium, those end up being the best customers. Those end up being the best customers. A lot of times I've noticed the people who actually value your service and don't try to haggle your service end up actually being easier to please and being more appreciative. And also, those people are the type of people that also are gonna give you extra work. They're gonna refer you. They're gonna want to upgrade. They just bought another property they want you to do work at. So it's a win-win. There is no value in competing at price. Whenever someone says, "Hey, the guy, this other guy with no trailer and he has a push mower in the back of his Toyota Camry and do it for this price," I'm like, "Go ahead, do it for do it with him." I don't. If you don't see the value in my service, the value of my reputation, um, value of my hard work, then honestly, I can go without your business. And you know what? I'm gonna do better in the long run operating from a business model like that. So, with that being said, how I did it. Um, so I didn't want to do a cold email because I wanted to actually personalize the whole thing and I wanted to humanize myself. As you probably know, people that don't see you and don't hear your tonality, none of that registers through an email or through a text message. So I went out of my way and I hit to kill two birds with one stone. Um, I made sure I had a QR code that linked directly to Google reviews. So every customer that I knocked on my customers' doors, so that way I can speak to them face to face and pitch them on this upsell. But rather than knocking and throwing an ask immediately, what I did was I said, "Hey, how are you? How are things going? I kind of wanted just to stop by and see how things are doing. How are we doing? Are there any concerns that you want to bring up now that I'm here and we both have time?" And if you're doing a great job and your customers value and respect you, most of them will be like, "I appreciate everything you do." And that is the case for me. Most of my customers appreciated everything I did, and most of my customers didn't have any concerns. And if they did, we addressed them. We make sure we do better in the future. So, and then I said to them, "Could you scan this QR code and take just 30 seconds out of your day and leave a review for the business?" And then closing statement, I say, "By the way, we're increasing our rates. Obviously from the 85 to the 125 price point, and you know, use your skills that hopefully you developed at this point to communicate with your existing clientele and close them on your price increase." And I basically did that to all 93 of my customers, and it has been an absolute game changer for my business for all the reasons we discussed before. So I hope this video helped. I am got a few video ideas coming in the pipeline, more on the operating standpoint and more content on me actually operating and so you guys can get a glimpse of some of the work that I do and my employees do. I hope this video was helpful. Please, again, like, comment, and subscribe below. My name is Jonathan Gonzalez. I own and operate EJ Property Solutions, and I hope you found value today. Thank you. Bye.